Good afternoon. This video is with the complete interest of rethinking, reflecting, and resetting the brain above all. The heart without the brain really shouldn't be disconnected, because it's very important that everything we do has to have logic. It has to make sense. And it is very important that our feelings are involved in each of the things we do in this life, that they have meaning, that they have some benefit before anything else benefit others, then actually, this is how the universe is created. This is how it is created in the way of life, the way of living. Interestingly, I say this from experience. Curiously, life, system, or rule. Life is created in such a way that if we are more concentrated on ourselves and think only about ourselves, there is not as much benefit. There's really no, what a clergyman would normally say, there's no blessing. What a non-religious person would say is, there is no luck, there is no positive result. And in reality, it is not that easy to explain. This is not that easy to reach this type of understanding. Rather, I release the invitation, the idea, so that together we can analyze, we can think, tying things together and trying to solve an answer to this type of question or this possible discovery, that I imagine I won't be the only one who will have discovered this. What am I getting at? To the next, when we rethink, we analyze, we reset our lives, and we begin to work our lives based on benefiting others, thinking about others. Before thinking about ourselves, something very curious, very interesting happens, which is that what a non-religious person would say, the force of the universe, or the mysterious force, we attract the positive into our lives. In reality, what we would call religious would say this is how God actually wants us to act. That's how God wants us to be. It is how God wants us to see the way of living very interesting, because our life, our culture, our teachings have been more contentious and more perspective to think only about ourselves. Let's go there to analyze, to comment on the lives of those who have actually made history, mainly in Jesus. Jesus all the time was showing, he was teaching, he was giving us the example of how he actually came. He says in the scriptures, he came to serve and not to be served. What does that mean? He came to dedicate his life. He came to dedicate his existence. He came to dedicate everything, for human well-being, for the well-being of each one of us. We are changes, and as such, we should understand, we should analyze, understand that in the way in which we have been created, we have the full capacity to be able to understand, to be able to analyze that look for the way to do things well in this life. In this world, it's really what's going to give us great freedom. He's going to teach us how to be free. It's going to teach us to be more successful, if that's the word you want to use. It's going to be successful in the sense of being more at peace. Being free is being at peace. It is being calm. It is being without stress, without the stress of the daily, living without the stress that has been troubling us, without the stress that has been causing us many illnesses, a lot of mental, psychological instability. Why do we talk so much about having mental health? Why do we talk so much about that kind of thing when it really wouldn't be anything? Nothing new is simply the way of explaining certain things that are own in our days, the way that certain matters that are already old from the beginning of creation are understood. I imagine what problems, in what situation of mental and psychological problems Adam and Eve arrived from the beginning, and likewise all the others that have come from that branch of creation. Problems that we have had to face, that we have to face, get to know each other more deeply, and if possible, it is important to take a time, dedicated time in total privacy, in total stillness, and have a conversation, have a conscious conversation, an honest conversation with ourselves, obviously, and above all, that we talk with our Creator. Because if we talk to our Creator and we open ourselves, we come to the point of asking for intelligence, what the Bible calls wisdom, intelligence, wisdom. Understanding the wisdom that is something so important to have, to be able to understand more things about our existence, about what our purpose really is in this life, in this world. No one came to this world without being able to have a purpose. We have to really look for what our true purpose is, look for ourselves in conscience, again I say it, have our honest talk with ourselves, and really well talk to our Creator so that our Creator has mercy. Be merciful, to have compassion with us, and we can understand the things that we have to understand. I go back to the point at the beginning that I was saying, we all seek happiness, we all seek peace. Money is not going to be happiness. It will give moments of fun, moments that will well end, because it is the money. It's over. Happiness is over, but that happiness is superficial happiness. It is a happiness with limits, but the true happiness that we need is the happiness that makes us feel peace, makes us feel tranquility, makes us feel freedom in the heart, in the mind, in our entire being, having the tranquility, having the peace that we are going to try to promote, try to practice daily, so that in this way we can sleep and rest more calmly, less stressed, and therefore healthier physically, because if we physically rest the appropriate time, we are also going to be healthier physically, and really, because mentally, psychologically, we have the remedy in our hands. The remedy has been given to us. We are being given the remedy that we can have in our hands. Let us seek help. Let us seek help in principle, in total privacy. Let us talk to our Creator. Let us talk to God. Let us ask Him, forgive us for everything we have offended. We have offended Him first, and we also have offended ourselves. We have offended our neighbor. We have offended our family. We have offended our friends. We have offended our children. We have offended everyone who has surrounded us in different places where we have lived, and also where we are living at the moment. Let us make peace with God. First of all, let us make peace with ourselves and try to reconcile ourselves with all those whom we have offended, whom we have caused harm, so that the rule that is made, that God has created, can be applied to us, and we can lead a healthier life in general, physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually. This is the real reason. This is the real reason for existence. In my opinion, that we can learn to live in peace, be free in reality without hurting anyone, think more about other people's pain, about other people's needs, and for now, when we care more about others, we will heal ourselves. God will help us. God has created that strategy. I would say that when we think more of ourselves, we will be sicker, with more selfishness, with more resentment, with more hatred, with more heartbreak. But if we are trying to think more about others, about our neighbor, about helping others, this will be the effective remedy to be able to heal our mental, psychological, physical wounds. Why not physical? Thank you so much for listening. I hope this helps you. I hope this is of some use to you, because in reality it helps me a lot. Let's rethink, analyze recipes. See you later.